This nomination came about certainly through a collective conversation of many of those of us here at Polk Stanley that love Joe and would love to see him get recognized by this award. Of course, somebody has to sign the letter, and so I've got the privilege and the honor of signing that letter for Joe, which was a bit emotional for me in a way, because I'm signing something testifying to the investment of a person that has been my primary mentor in the business, and hoping and wishing that it's successful, right? That nomination is approved and agreed upon, and that the rest of the world sees Joe the way we see him. But I think the nomination of Joe Stanley for the Fay Jones Gold Medal, I was speaking on behalf of dozens and dozens of his colleagues and professionals when we nominated him, and I just had the privilege of signing the letter.
As Dean of the Fay Jones School of Architecture and Design at the University of Arkansas, it's my pleasure to congratulate our 1969 alumnus, Joe Stanley, as this year's AIA Arkansas E. Fay Jones Gold Medal Award winner. But there's so much more to say, both personally and professionally, directly to Joe. Joe, for the school, you have been the epitome of a graduate and the epitome of an alumnus. You have given 3 times over to successive terms at the school as a member of our professional advisory board, our Dean Circle, and our National Campaign Committee. And throughout all of that, for me and for others before me, you have provided steady counsel and steadfast example of what it means to be a professional in Arkansas, and indeed a professional at the national level.
I think that my dad being honored with the Fay Jones Award this year is so timely. He's really started to step back a little bit from his duties here in the office on a day-to-day basis and focus on the things he really wants to do. And so to have this award this year really is sort of like a kind of a bookend, so to speak, to his career. My memories are really of how hard that my dad and Tommy Polk really, and the other partners that were involved, were working all the time. Spent a lot of time at the office as a kid because we would go to see him there when I was little, which was the coolest thing ever. You know, timelines are a little hazy, but I distinctly remember the Terry Library model, and then the building itself, and then also Pavilion in the Park. The other one would be the First National Bank in Fayetteville. My dad has talked about architecture as a calling since as long as I can remember. This isn't something he would say that you just do. It's not something you just sort of fall into. It's something that you really are compelled and called to do. And we went and saw Sam Motby, who's passed away now. He was the founder of the Rural Studio, and the two of us hearing him speak about his mission in architecture and the way architecture can transform everyday lives, everyone's lives, it's for everyone, was probably the most powerful thing that I've seen in my architectural education still after going through school. So we drove back that day from Fayetteville or the next day, and we're talking about it, and I said, I think I'm going to go to architecture school, and I know he was really proud.
When I found out that Joe was going to receive this award, obviously he's well deserving of this for the career, and continues to have, in the way that he mentors people. He's mentored me and so many people, in not only in the firm, but so many people outside the firm and other firms that have started through Joe's mentorship. The first project that Joe came to me and said, "This is going to be your project," was the Chamber of Commerce building. And I was a much younger architect at the time, and it was really great to collaborate with Joe on that. Then we just went into a series of projects, one after the other together. For Axioms, River Market Tower was next, and then the Heifer campus came after that, and then Arkansas Studies Institute for CALS came after that. You know, I came to Polk Stanley years ago, over 20 years ago, really with the desire to learn to be a better designer. But what I learned was how to be a much better architect and person, and all that from Joe Stanley. His character, how he treats people, He's just a good man beyond being a great architect and mentor.
In a 40-plus year career, Joe's had the opportunity to work, as we all know, on lots of projects, small to large, with national firms, with local firms, with local clients, with national clients, a whole range of things. And I know Joe's proud of all of those, and he played different roles in many of them. But I also know that the projects that Joe is probably the proudest of are those that not only were about a building and about a program, but were also about a relationship with client and a relationship with the users of the particular building types.
I first met Joe Stanley about 30 years ago when I was a fresh director of the Central Arkansas Library System, and we were building a library in West Little Rock. I certainly didn't know anything about library construction, and I'm guessing Joe didn't know a whole lot, so we sort of taught each other from that experience. And I was so pleased with him, just his relationship with the owner and the way he was helpful to us, that we then hired what was then Polk Stanley, and later became Polk Stanley Wilcox, hiring for probably 7 or 8 jobs, including the 3 biggest libraries that we ever did. I think the best job that Joe and I worked on was the main library. It was a rehab of a 1927 building. It had all the problems that go with that. And you don't know what the building's like. No matter how well it's designed, how well it's drawn, you don't know how you're going to build it until you get into it. And Joe was there every week. We were there every week for 18 months. And that building, I told somebody, I think that old Phones building just wanted to be converted into a library, and it's worked just like a charm. It's been the best building we've had in the whole system, most efficient building, and it still is.
You know, when we as architects talk about legacy, we probably naturally default to, well, what's going to be our legacy in the built environment? What are people going to drive by and say, well, you know, so-and-so worked on that, or that firm worked on that, or that firm designed that, that person designed that. And with Joe, that would certainly be the case, and there's wonderful buildings that we all know that Joe's been a part of the team. When I think about legacy for Joe and the continuing legacy that Joe is still building, as he still is part of our team and our firm, is a legacy that's instilled in so many people that he's touched, so many architects, so many other of our colleagues.
Hey Joe, I just figured out we've been friends for almost 52 years. So we've gotten to know each other pretty well, and the fact that we've remained friends after all this time, I think is pretty amazing. And I guess it tells me that you're one of my favorite people. From the mid-60s at 301 West Mountain, when we lived on peanut butter sandwiches together, to partnership and on and on. You are a person that is distinct in my mind because you are what I would call a deflector. That is, you are reluctant to accept praise. You in fact prefer to deflect any praise that's due, and you have generated a great deal of praise during your career and continue to. But you prefer to direct and deflect praise to others that you have worked with. I think that's an extraordinary characteristic, one that is honorable and is worthy of being honored. Joe, I think you're finally going to get what you deserve. Congratulations.
Joe, thanks for being my friend for 30 years and for helping me become a better steward of the built environment. You're a wonderful friend. You did great work for me. I appreciate all you did. I'm just delighted that you won the Fay Jones Award. It's well deserved, and I'm looking forward to having dinner with you as soon as we can.
Joe, congratulations, my friend. It's an honor to call you my friend and my business partner, and much more than that. So this is a well-deserved award for you.
Personally, Joe, you've been a wise counselor, an example of dignity and humility, and you've done it all always with such great good humor that this is a most deserving award for you. And I congratulate not only you, but your entire family, because I know they stand with you in this moment. And I thank you for your service to the school, to our profession, and to architecture culture in the state.
Joe, from all of us here at PSW, and from me personally, thank you for your investment in us as a group and a company, and please accept our sincerest congratulations for this honor of the Fay Jones Gold Medal.
I think having this honor for him is going to mean a lot to him and to all of us who work with him.
Congratulations, Joe!
Congratulations, Joe!
Congratulations, Joe!
Congratulations, Joe!
Congratulations, Joe! Congratulations, Joe!
Dad, I love you very much, and I'm so proud of everything that you've done. You're an inspiration to me and everyone that works with you every day. So.